Microphone checking. Good morning, Aaron, Crypto, Pav, Trader Geo. What's up, dude? Luke, FOMO Sapien, Troll Games, Muckin. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Close the door behind me. It's a moderately interesting structure here at the low. I haven't even really investigated this yet this morning, so let's take a look together, shall we? Where did we derive that demand from? Oh, yeah, this guy right here. First of all, let me get it out of my way. Stop staring at it. Well, I mean, I don't think that this is a particularly good look, is it? It's not a particularly good look. Let's kick some of this stuff down the line, give ourselves some problems for another time. Yeah, it's a little bit confused this morning. You know what I mean? Like we pop our local high and then we hit our local low, and we get a little bit of after a purge of this low down here. Ooh, boy, that arrow got really big, didn't it? Then we purge this guy and we look to come up and possibly, oh no, I mean we've really shaved majority of those off. Yeah, it's interesting because it's like a range inside of a range, right? Have this range here, and we also have the range that is internal to that. So I don't know how I feel about. Let me think about this. Let me check the 15 here. We dealing with a 15-minute high. We are. Okay. Okay. I'm still looking at this zone up here between whatever this is, 112.9, 1115, or 1116, something like that. I'm still looking up there for a short. I can see that it would return like 15-minute market structure to bullish when it reaches there. But, compare that with your 4 hour, and it ain't changing nothing on the 4 hour. Price is obviously still in a very discounted setting. It's in a very discounted setting, so short's probably pretty cautionary tale right now. Yeah, it's in a really discounted setting. You know what I mean? Like there isn't any, you fall down and you come up a decent amount. You fall down, you come up a decent amount, fall down, come up a decent amount, fall down, come up a decent amount. This is just a fall down. There's no come up a decent amount here. Yeah, it is pretty discounted, and it's also an area in which we were expecting, yeah, some manner of love to come out of this zone. Structure's a little interesting locally, though. Yeah, I mean, I feel like things don't really get bullish on structure until here. But I'm still worried about the scene of the crime right here, where you can just see all these topside wicks, like from here to like all these topside wicks right here into an SFP of the last one, into a slam below the low. Yeah, I still think that that's an area worth paying attention to. So locally, I think I'm actually kind of neutral here. We've been on the dump skis for quite some time now. with the exception of like one day. We've been on the dump train since the 13th of the month, so that's over, yeah, that's 16 days now. Did I do that math right? I don't know, whatever. It's a long time. Um, so I don't know. I get a little nervous. I get a little nervous continuing to short down here. I'd keep the targets if I'd keep the targets super tight, as in like that right there. I think is the only target for a trade like that, and that's if you know, who would have taken that? Who would have taken that? So, what is having ethos? It's just my, I don't know. It's like my brand, bro. It's like my brand. Have an ethos. I'm just encouraging people to like, by me saying have an ethos, I'm encouraging everybody to have an ethos, have a meaning, have a purpose. Um, because that brings me joy to my life. So that's all that's about. All right. So yeah, let me start repeating myself and then we'll go on to some of your other coins here. So we can see that it purged this local high, returned down, you know, did it break the low, did it SFP the low? I'm not gonna take a vote on that. It swept the low and then it came back up and it couldn't really clear. I mean, it like wicked above these other wicks, which are, you know, kind of market openish wicks. I would say one other thing about the price action this morning. um, well, it's actually a little odd. Yeah, I'm going to take back the other thing I was going to say. I'm just going to leave it at this. I'm just going to leave it at that. Which to me, if that's not perfectly clear to everybody else, is indicative of further downside. Yeah, yeah. So anybody else have anything else they want to look at? No, like it's like a old Latin terms. Like you get the ethos, logos, and pathos. Uni. You're stuck in a long trade from the SFP. Not sure if you should cut it off. I know Uni had gotten down to the area that we were looking at yesterday, didn't it? Didn't it? Yeah. Um. Well, not looking super sharp here. Let's get all this stuff out of our way. So price, yeah, price kind of found some bottoming stuff there. Attempted to break structure here. Rolled back down into some manner of demand. I think it's probably a cut and a run, and I think it's kind of a cut and run. Myself, I'm trying to find the evidence I'm looking for. It doesn't matter to me. Let's just move on with our lives. You know, we broke up out of this area in some manner. And and then when we go to tackle the high again, you can't clear it. Placing weakness upon the low. And yeah, it doesn't look so hot, huh? Doesn't look so hot. I mean, I look at this area here, this zone that we had broken up from, and I can see that for some it was kind of remitigated here, and you had a bullish structure flip, and it did run back to the high, but then failed the high and came down below your bullish structure flip here. Not a particularly good look for further upside in this area. Furthermore, you have more top side wicks than you have bottom side wicks, indicating to me that there was more shorts filled this morning than longs. I mean, this has got a wick on it, don't get me wrong, but the high that it created did not exceed this high. So not overly bullish there. Yeah, not overly bullish there. Not saying it can't come up. I'm just basing it purely off of that. That's really all I'm basing it off of. So, yeah, I'd be cautious. Is there anything? Oh God, it's just all internal. Yeah, it doesn't look so hot, man. It doesn't look so hot. I mean, I feel like I kind of leaning here before here. Some nature of a double top, not my favorite. Boom, hits demand, fails to set a higher high, fails to set a higher high, breaks the low. So far, we just have a lower high. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of range bound, but I still surmise this before this, with the exception of like an SFP on that. The same way that we've seen price action taking these internal highs lately. Yeah, I'm not super confident in upwards price action for that. If we end August in the red, September could be a rare green month. Could be, man, could be. Yeah, we looked at uni. So TAI, is that a thing? TAI? Apparently it is. Start off on the weekly. You broke daily structure here. And we set a higher low, but we did not set a higher high. We set a semi-equal high. And then we return for the low. Let's get this out of my way. Let's go to the 4. So you couldn't quite return your 4-hour structure to bullish. I mean, I feel like this is where it should have went bullish. It did not. And then you lose your primary up structure there. But see, we don't set a new low there either. Okay, so things are just uber internal to that. We did internally change 4-hour market structure to bullish here. And we did set a, obviously to do so you got to set a higher high, but then you come back and you set a lower low. Now I can see that we've got some manner of demand right here that we're interacting with. But you had to return your 4-hour market structure to bearish to achieve that. That was your internal bullish break. And that's your internal bearish break there. I don't like this wick right here. Let's go down to the 15. That's a zone that's worth paying attention to. So like you have 15-minute bullish structure, but I don't really get confident in bullish price action until way above 06822. Yeah, this kind of looks like it's just doing the old bear flag, take the stairs up, and grab the elevator down. I think as it stands currently, I'm more interested up in this region for a run back to this low. Another thought would be, okay, if we really can break up above this, let's use a ray there. Really can break up again, up above 06290, then I would suggest that you could probably fill this fair value gap here. What is that? No, that thing. I would suggest you could probably fill that fair value gap. I need to change that template. But I don't know. I'm not so hip on the risk to reward here, unless you were to manage to get some sort of reconfirmation on this. I'm not so hip on the risk to reward there, because I would still see that as, you know, a break above here needing to cover at least this guy. Really, you should be covering that guy for a target up to here. That's still a one. That's still like a 1R trade. This here could be a lot more than a 1R trade, but we don't technically have that. We could look for it, but we don't technically have it. So let's see. Currently, I'm more interested there. Oh, my, I'm going to lose my camera today. I forgot to charge my phone last night. My battery's going to die. Yeah, I'm more interested in this than anything else. Yes, I am. Let's see here. What else? You had something else I'd never heard of before. Am I spelling this correctly? Nattix. Looks like I spelled it correctly. And so just kind of a spot sort of a thing. I never know which exchange you go to that has the most history. I never know. So I guess we'll pick on crypto.com. The old crypto.com. I mean, I get the interest as far as you're in discount, right? Like that I can appreciate. You broke structure bullishly up out of this area here. Let's label this correctly. And I would say furthermore, you broke up. Yeah, whatever. Let's just call it from here too. So yeah, we're in discount. Yes, we are in demand. So yes, we should probably be looking for some manner of bullish structure flip. Ouchie, Wawa. Oh, it's really stretched out 4-hour market structure. It's kind of cool, actually. You don't see that all the time. Um, I feel like if you can break a bunch of zeros, 81294, with like a nice 4-hour candle body, and then I would suggest that price can probably trade all the way up to here. Yeah, I mean, I think you really gotta just see what happens here right at this high. Um, but yeah, I would suggest that price could probably pull something like that off. That seems somewhat reasonable. Um, break that, hope for some manner of retracement. Yeah, I don't really expect a lot of resistance off that high. This stuff all looks cooked to me. We have a gap right here. I think price probably won't stop again until up in that area. Um, and as far as shorts go, oh well, never mind. I don't. It's like a spot chart, so yeah, there's that. Sui Sol, sure. I think Sui like pretty much disrespected all my TA. I think that's what it did to me. Let's take a look. Yeah, so you never hit any of my shorts. My long idea didn't really work. It just fully, just totally disrespected me. Completely disrespected me. Let's start over, shall we? I see Sui's having a similar problem that a lot of these things have this morning, which is this problem. And then we're still just super internal to these guys. I mean, obviously it hit demand. Anytime you see a place on the chart where price just absolutely ran away from, yeah, I mean, there was demand for it there. I'd say the whole demand range is here, but Cowboys definitely came in at the low. But man, the structure coming up from that is weak. It just looks weak. Looks weak, weak, weak. Right. Boom. So we break here. Equal high. Looks pretty choppy in here. But I kind of feel like lower is looks pretty choppy. It's really not in an overly exciting area to trade. Where's a better area to trade it? Yeah, this low down here is a better area. I think that's a far better area to trade it. Obviously, back up in here is a better area to trade it. We're kind of stuck in the middle of all that. Yeah, I don't see this as a particularly fun place to trade. The only thing I could really wait for right now is I need it to break up. I think that could provide some manner of an interesting trade to get back up towards that supply up yonder. And then I'm still looking for down out of here. back down to that low. Yeah, I think this is, I mean, really you want to cover that low, but I guess you could, it may present in a manner that gives you, a slightly better risk to reward. It may present in that manner, may not. Uh, but yeah, I think those would be the two most interesting trades that I see. Let's go ahead and put a line here. Oh, I will post this one. But this is to me this is still a weak low. And you got to be you got to be cautious about trading away from a weak low, in my opinion. Exercise caution when long trading away from a weak low. And so. Yeah, the fair value gap has been the scene of the crime lately. I hear you there. I hear you there. Sol. What are we doing on Sol? Weren't we looking at Sol yesterday? I feel like we was. Yeah, I remember this chart. I remember this chart. Get out of my way. It's a fairly similar perspective. I just want this. Let's kick some stuff down the line here for another day. Let's see, is that still valid? Yeah, that's still valid. Yeah, I currently want this. We are trading away from a weak low right now. So I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's get in a little closer. Yeah, I mean it's locally in a manner of an uptrend. You break this high, you come back down for the last sell to buy, and you start to lift again. So it's in some manner of what feels to be a very weak uptrend. Yeah. But you're trading away from a weak low. In my opinion, you're trading away from a weak low. So I don't know. This structure can fall apart at any point in time, as far as I can tell. Even here where you first start to range, and then you break up for a minute, it's like price just is weak here. It's just so weak. Continues to have to it breaks up and then it's like, oh, I got to go back down for some liquidity, and then it breaks up again and it's like, oh, I got to go back down, I didn't get enough longs in, then it comes up again, kind of double tops, goes back down, pulls all these lows for a final run up, and it's still kind of weak on the initiation. So it doesn't look like strong price action that can sustain a long-term upwards momentum. It does not appear to be like that. Nope. I don't think it looks good here at all. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Sorry. So I'm still more interested in something like this than I am anything in here. Yeah, not really interested in anything in there. ETH, yeah. We can do ETH. We can go take a look at ETH. Should be somewhat interesting today. I don't know about tradable, but somewhat interesting. I'm sure we had a long there. Yeah, I'm sure we had a long there. Yeah. Fairly interesting, but Not as tradable as yesterday, in my opinion. It's not as tradable as yesterday. So, you know, we took another leg in the waterfall yesterday. We are coming back up in to start, you know, I mean, like we're currently testing this whole new supply range here. Feel as though there's this section in the center of it that warrants attention. Let's get some of this other stuff out of the way, shall we? That's dead. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. That's dead too. I'm no longer interested in that, and that trade's already gone. Yeah, it's just it's not quite the same as this action here. Not quite the same. Because we just kind of sort of wiggled our way up here, widened out to form some 15-minute market structure, sort of SFP'd here, came back and broke the low. This approach to supply here is it just presents a little bit differently, where you yeah, you put in actually a decent sort of initiation here, and then you come back, hit that, come back down, you know, hitting this demand that created this move, and you know, look to lift again. So it's just a little bit different here. Now, having said that, I would say again, this just looks like fairly weak hands and fairly weak players relative to the people that are doing this to the market right now. Yeah, these people here seem to have a lot more action than these people here do. I don't know. I still just think that it's sort of weak looking. You know, we did get some. That's probably 15-minute structure. Yeah, we got a 15-minute break. We got a, you know, obviously creating a higher high, higher low. This looks kind of weak. Initiate up. I mean, I don't. Let me put it this way. I still don't think it's coming past this zone before rolling back down. I highly doubt that to be the case. Yeah, I just doubt that to be the case, and I would rather be wrong than right about it, but I just doubt it to be the case. The trouble for me though is just the way that the structure kind of flows out of here. You know, I got to be like, get a competent market structure break. I got to be back down back down below that low, and that's really starting to challenge my risk to reward on a trade to this low. Let's get some of this other stuff out of the way, because it ain't gonna work twice, so we don't need to stare at it anymore. Yeah, this low right here just creates a problem for a short trade for me. In the event that we could get market structure to actually form on this upwards leg and do something like that, then maybe I could entertain a trade to this low. But I can't target this low until I see a break of this low. So it's in a little bit of a risky position. How's the old XRP doing? This one is mystifying me as well. That one is mystifying me as well. It did. See, this is trouble. I run into this. I run into this like probably. Well, I run into it about. What am I trying to say? Spit it out of your mouth. Structure to me is still presenting bearishly, but prices are reaching a fairly discounted setting, and the price action is getting a little sloppy. Yeah, it's making it a little tough because structurally I still only want shorts, but due to the discounted setting, it is getting a little rougher to short. It's getting a little on the rougher side of things. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, good, cool. All right. And what else do we have? This has been absolutely boring so far. Weak low versus strong low. Easiest, easy. I can explain that super easy. Price is coming up in an uptrend, and it breaks this high. Call this, let's just call it 15-minute structure. Doesn't really matter, but let's just call it 15-minute structure. This is a strong low, and that is a weak high. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Comes down again, comes back up. Still a weak high. Your strong low moves up here. Yep. And then in order to create a strong high, you need to do this, and then you will create a strong high and a weak low. This low will be weak, this high will be strong. That's all there is to it. There's no fancy magic there. Dogecoin. Is it going to be boring like everybody else is right now? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, it still looks like a pitiful little bear flag trading away from a weak low. Yes, it does. Well, I mean today might be a little boring for the likes of me. Is there any places that are interesting to long on this thing? Yeah, I think the local swingish low is a little interesting to long here. Let me steal a ray and let's slap that on there, and let's take this other ray and delete it. Can we please make it go away? Yeah, I think that low is interesting. And then in the event that this position were to work, maybe you get an SFP off of here. That's going to actually return structure to bullish. That would actually be a good look. That'd actually be a good look. Yeah. Yeah, so I think for the most part I would just look at these two. I feel as though those are the higher probabilities. Yep, I feel as though those are the higher probabilities. I need to shut my phone off, or it's gonna be just completely dead. Yeah, did we post this one? Copy image. Bum, 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 bum. Man, I never turned on any music. That's the damn problem here. That's the goddamn problem. All right. What time is it? 7:47. It's 7:47, man. Yeah, and so Max Ross on these weak low things. Yeah, so let's get this long position off of here. Let's draw some structure out really quick. So you come up, set a high, set a low, set a high, break the low. So like this is a strong high, and this is a weak low. And until I see something that looks like this, only then would I be willing to call this a strong low and this a weak high. I need to clean up my XRP chart. It's a goddamn mess. It is a bloody mess. Make it all go away. Hey, much love, Alex. Much love, my man. How are you doing? This market is boring me to tears this morning. You got tilted this morning. Bro, I believe you. Market open was trash. It was bad. Hey, there you go. Clawing your way back. I love that. Yeah, market open was brutal, dude. It was unpleasant. Unpleasant. Yeah, we've been fishing over here for the better part of 45 minutes, and we ain't catching, we fishing. Tell you that much. We ain't catching. Man, where's the interesting charts at, y'all? Yep. Gio was kind of talking about this yesterday, and sure enough, lost structure after sweeping those highs. Yeah, we did. Well, that looks kind of bearish. Where the hell are the interesting charts today? What's Dominus doing? Fucking dying. Rough. Injective, huh? Yeah, it feels like a capital preservation day. It feels like capital preservation holiday today. It says injective looks good. I hope it does. I mean, I ultimately want lower on it. I know that much. See, I feel like this is about to... I feel like the wheels are about to fall off this thing. But I mean, I guess if you could really clear this high, maybe that's not the case. But like an SFP right here, right now, terrible. Kiss this low goodbye. And back down to there. But I actually can fucking initiate here. Then maybe, but... I don't like this. I don't like this. You know, Mike, if you couldn't, my theory is this: if you could not break this supply with 200,000 in positive volume, are we gonna do it with this? That'd be wild. 200, 200. I would still to me my more confident areas on I and J are that thing down at the low and this thing up here. I would still say those are the things I'm more confident in on I and J. Let's get it all on the chart, Burberry. Stop being so lazy, man. Good lord. So, like, what does the Bitcoin chart look like again? Yeah. Did we post this? I don't know if we posted this. He's probably going to be a target, like 2 at least. I think we're missing our target 1 still. I wonder if we should try and long this low. No, probably not. Oh. Oh yeah, you were thinking short on INJ. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Let me go back to that. Got all the Dave Digitals lurking at the gym, huh? Oh, where did I learn all of this stuff? I learned this from White Phoenix. That's who I learned it from. I studied his materials for a really long time, and I think I was probably, I mean, like, I had to be in the first 20 to buy the course, and took the course, and that's where I learned it. It's just the gosh dang truth, man. That's all it is. I would just monitor. You know what I think my best advice for today is? Have alerts on a 15-minute low for whatever you want to trade. And 15-minute to 5-minute lows, track them. Play this game. Where you got an alert here, and you have an alert here. And then when this alert triggers because it breaks, that's when that goes to there. And then when this alert triggers again, then this comes up to here. And when this alert triggers again, then this comes up to here. And just wait for that alert. And hopefully that alert doesn't happen at like fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. At least 3 o'clock my time. Hey Alex, if you're still here, it kind of ruined it for me. I was gonna ask if that was your doji, and then you had your engulfing. Would you hit that? I mean, it kind of fucked it up, but because it's not engulfing, but. He's a yizzer. Yizzer, I would. I've been looking for that a lot more. To God's honest truth, I only let me just put it this way. I've been looking for that a lot more lately, and I get it. I get it. All right, well, it's 8 o'clock, and all I've done is blab, and I don't think we, yeah, I haven't seen anything immediately exciting. Unlike, you know, yesterday, I mean, we came on, we're like, yeah, ETH looks like you can short its face off, like, right now. And I just haven't seen a lick of anything that's super exciting. I'm going to spend about 5 minutes blowing through 4-hour time frames. And let's see, that looks bullish. That looks bearish. That looks neutral. That looks... short-term bullish, long-term bearish. That looks bullish, at least for the short term. Nope, that's a pass. That looks bearish. That looks bearish. It's touching that thing. Don't like it. I think you missed the better part of the long there. And that's a wait for the short. That looks bearish. Looks like Bitcoin. But overall, I would say still looks... Well, I don't know. I mean, you got to find out whether demand or supply is in control here. I suppose this is something that's moderately entertaining. It's a shit bow, though. God, I don't like it. Boy, prices, a lot of prices. No. This doesn't look good, man. What is this? BNB. I think it's ultimately bearish. That reminds me of the ING chart. Bearish. Bearish. All right, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I'm done. I don't remember if I had any of this. Because if I do, I'm selling that shit. I'm literally going to go check and see if I have any of this. I'm going to sell that shit. Yeah, I'm out of here, guys. I'm out of here. Adios, man. Send your friend a request on Discord with a message. Okay, let's go in there. Message request. Yeah, I got your message, Gabby. I'll respond right now. I'm gonna end the stream. You guys have a great day.